Day one of practice here on Okeechobee. First invitational event of the season. Let's do it, guys. Staying in a nice little Airbnb setup this week. Got a nice carport, which is a bonus. I think we can fit 2 or 3 boats with us over here. Flint just pulled out, traveling with Flint Davis, Brian Latimer, and my other buddy Bobby Bakewell. So we'll introduce you guys to them as the season goes on. But let's get out on the water, guys. It's blowing today, first day of practice. The winds are blowing out of the north, 20 to 30. But we got 3 days to figure this place out, figure out where the best areas on Okeechobee are. So can't let the wind stop us. Let's get after it. Gonna go fuel up, head to the north end, and see if we can't get on a couple of fish here on Lake Okeechobee. All right, guys, just pulled into my first area here. It's just a little spawning flat. I started right over here on this reed point. From that reed point over here to where my boat is sitting, I've already had 3 bites. Had about a 2.5 pounder on this chatterbait right here. This is just a jackhammer. I got that new Guggen Happy trailer on there. That thing is pretty sweet. It's got really good action. And then I got 1 bite flipping these little reeds right here. I didn't set the hook on them, I just let them take it. And then I had another bite up here along this little mat line with a little bit of scattered reeds on it. It was a big one. I didn't set into it or anything. It kind of ran for a second and come off. So definitely some fish up here. They're definitely, from what it looks like, they're spawning for sure. So they've all come off of a little bit of isolated cover type stuff. But today's actually the full moon, so it's windy, but the conditions are basically set up perfect for the spawn right now. Hopefully these fish are kind of going to stay in these areas for the tournament, but we'll see how it goes. I think we're probably going to have fish moving up throughout the whole course of the tournament. If that's the case, things could get pretty wild this week. Right off of those little reed clumps. Oh, come off. He's a little guy, but there's definitely some fish in this area. And they're holding on these little isolated, like you can see it's kind of like a dead little reed clump right there off of the main line. That's what pretty much all of them have been coming off of. Some of them are submerged so you can't see them, so just casting this chatterbait around is a good way to pick them up. Alright, we're gonna move on to a new area here. Got a couple bites, so definitely a few fish up in here. Not too many boats that I've seen come through here, a couple here and there, but nothing like probably what I'm gonna see a little bit down the lake. There's a couple areas that got some really clean water in them that the boats have kind of just been stacking up on, so I'm trying to find some stuff that's outside of it if I can, just so I'm not in a huge crowd, but we'll see how it goes. Something that's not really talked about too much is the importance some good snacks, good protein out on the water. So got a big snack bag with me, a couple different things. Got some mango, some protein bars, a couple drinks. But this company, it's called the Carnivore Bar. They sent me a box of their bars. It's pretty cool. It's only got a few ingredients, super clean. It's got grass finished beef, tallow, raw honey, and salt. So sounds kind of weird, but it's actually really good. I've had a few of them, and they're pretty tasty. So getting some calories in, getting some nice high quality protein is don't drop that, is always good on the boat, especially when you're out here 9-10 hours. You don't want to go without eating, and you definitely don't want to go without getting some good quality food. All right, guys, the lake was just getting way too rough out there. Wind was up probably close to 30. There's like 2, 3, 4 footers everywhere he tried to run. Couldn't really fish anything because the wind was just blowing. I mean, you couldn't really get down a bank and fish it thoroughly or really do what you wanted to do. So I just decided to get off the water, regroup, tie up a few things, get back after it tomorrow when I can actually get through an area and fish. I mean, I know I was around some good areas, but just with the conditions, I mean, you just couldn't fish it the right way. So just stopped by a barbecue place, got some nice brisket, So we're gonna eat here, go rig up a few rods, regroup for tomorrow, and hopefully we can get on a few fish tomorrow and the next day of practice. So we got 3 days of practice. Fish are definitely, it seems like they were moving up. First thing this morning, I had like about an hour before the wind really picked up and rolled through this one stretch, and definitely was some fish in there. So I think there's definitely fish up shallow. I think there's definitely fish in some of the areas that I was fishing today. So I'm gonna go back through a few of those later in practice, just see what lives around there. So we're gonna get after it. Day 2 of practice coming up next. All right, we are finally getting a little bit of sunlight. Rain has stopped for now. It looks kind of dark over that way. I don't know if it's gonna rain anymore today, but day 2 of practice, it has been raining all morning long. Wind has picked up. The wind wasn't forecasted to really be too bad today, but it's blowing. I mean, I was just out on the lake. I'm kind of tucked back right now for a second. I was out on the lake. It's blowing probably 20 miles an hour. So super tough conditions this practice week for us. Rain, wind, everything else. At least there's not a cold front that would make things really bad. But anyways, got out here first thing this morning, fished through the rain, got a couple bites on a chatterbait, and that's been about it so far. So sun's finally starting to come out. I think it's gonna kind of be overcast though the rest of the day. So, and the wind is supposed to lay down, but I don't know, it's kicking pretty good out there. So I'm down south today, gonna kind of check out a few areas. I'm gonna head back out to the lake now in a minute, but there's quite a few boats out here. I'll set up the GoPro for you guys, see if we can't catch a few on camera today. Mostly gonna be casting around a chatterbait, maybe do a little bit of flipping. Flip some areas where I thought maybe they'd be up spawning, never ended up getting bit. So not sure if these fish are really spawning yet or if a lot of them are still kind of pre-spawn. So that's something that I'm gonna have to try to figure out this week, is what stage most of the fish are in and what stage those bigger fish are in. So got a few more hours left in the day. What time is it? 11 o'clock. So we can go until about 6. So got 7 hours. So hopefully within the next 7 hours we can figure out something decent out here. All right, practice update for you guys. After I did my little talking segment, continued to rain, so I put the GoPros away. Caught a few more fish in that area. I was down south. Actually got quite a few bites, so that's where I'm gonna end up making my home for the week, I think, is down south there. Went back on the following day of practice, went in with no hooks or anything, got quite a few bites. So we're gonna start down there, see what happens. There's one community hole where there's probably gonna be quite a few boats in, but there's actually a lot of fish in that area. And then I've got a few things outside of that. So looking forward to it. I think it should be a good tournament. I think I'll be able to catch a few fish. So we're doing some last minute rigging here on all the boats. Let's see what the weight predictions these guys are thinking of. This is Bobby. Bobby, what do you think? What are you thinking? Give me top 50 and give me the win.
Top 50, 24 to 25 pounds. The win. Oh heck. What's 19 a day?
That'd be what, 57 pounds?
I'd say 56 to 60. I know that's a pretty broad range, but I think that range is pretty solid as far as where it'll end up. Now, unless somebody just absolutely strokes them like old Greico over here. It comes in with like 70 pounds for 3 days, then he's gonna walk away with it. But other than that, I think for the vast majority, there's gonna be a ton of weights from 24 to 50 pounds. There's gonna be the vast majority of the field.
What are you thinking over here, Flint?
I'd say 23, 50th, and I'm gonna say 18 and a half a day to win.
18 and a half, so that'd put it at like 55, 56 range.
That's me.
What you thinking, Brian?
21 for 50.
Going low.
Going normal.
21?
Yeah, 21 for 50.
That's only 10 and a half a day.
All right. Yeah. You think about it, when it's good, it's 12. When it's good, it's 12. Like when the water's good, it's 12.
Yeah, it's not really good right now.
And it can't be good. There's no way it's good. So I'm gonna go with 21 for check, and I'm gonna go with about I'll go with 60 for the win. I'll go with 60 for a win, 20 a day. 'Cause yeah. I'll go 60 for it.
60.
Because they should be like really stacked up if you found them. So somebody should be able to get over 20 a day. I would say.
Well, the problem is, I think where they're stacked up, there's going to be boats stacked up too. So it's probably going to be like, I think a lot of people at the top are probably going to be sharing fish.
Yeah, always here it seems like. The area I fished when we came in 21, dude, it was half of the top 10 in there.
In there, yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 of the top 10 were in that
Yeah,
same
I think
area.
you're probably going to see that this week for sure. Like probably top 10. Probably at least half of them will probably be in the same, probably fishing the same exact area within sight.
Take to make top 10.
Top 10?
Probably
14 and 15. Probably 15.
Yeah, 15 a day somewhere.
3 days.
50. Yeah. For
yeah, that's right.
Because
Yeah,
it's
think
3
about it.
days. Yeah, because top 50 this year, fish is the 3rd day.
Yeah.
So there's probably gonna be a lot of movement on that last day.
Yeah, I think it'll be lower than normal.
I think it'll probably. I'm gonna go a little high. I'm gonna say 24 and a half to make top 50,
That's reasonable.
and then probably around the 60-pound mark to win it.
Yeah, you know what? That actually could be low, I was saying, because it's not like we got some type of weather.
Yeah, because there's the lake's fishing a little tough. It's high, but there's no cold front or anything like that this week.
And the wind's not too bad.
It's like 10 to 15 all week, which could end up being 20 to 25.
Yeah,
so it could get a little bad.
So maybe I am low because
I think it would have to be at least 24 in my opinion for.
I didn't tell you in 18 we.
I mean, I could beat if it really is as tough. I mean, everybody's saying it's tough, but you know how that is. Everybody just says it's tough, and then everybody goes out and catches them.
Yeah, you're right about that. The only reason I do believe it this time is because there's just not that many areas.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be sharing stuff.
It's not.
I could see it going as low as 23, but I really couldn't see it going any lower than 23 for top 50.
I can tell you this: I've cashed a lot of 50th place checks, 40th, 50th place checks with 20
Here?
to 21 pounds.
Here?
Yes, personally, lived experience. A lot of checks with 20 to 21 pounds here, and sometimes like well into the check money with that.
That's that age wisdom knowledge.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
seriously.
We ain't got that.
So, but I think it's fair to say
Catch 50
12 and a half a day
12
and you're
definitely what you
safe.
pay, yeah.
12 and a half a day and you're safe.
Have to be.
Unless something crazy just happens over these next couple days.
Yeah, it can't be. Which I have seen that before too. There was one year I fished coing when nobody caught them in practice.
And then it just
kept
turned
warming
on.
up, kept
Yeah,
warming up.
that could happen because
Yeah.
I think the practice conditions were actually pretty bad.
Yeah, it's cloudy, windy,
Yeah, different stuff every day.
cold.
So it could. I mean, they could just. You never know. They could just turn on these next 3 days.
I definitely have seen that
possible.
happen overnight. Like no joke, I have seen that happen. One of the best ones I ever fished here, I fished as a co-angler, and one of the kind of like what we're fishing. It was the National Guard, and dude, it took like 20 a day to do anything, even get a handshake. So you know.
That was when they had those open ones, right?
Yeah, it was open. It was open. Anybody could register.
Yeah, those ones. I remember those ones took really high weights
Yeah.
back in the day. But there was hydrilla all over the lake back then.
That particular year I'm talking about, it was really low too, like dangerously low.
That's when they bite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really low that year. But yeah, it did take a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But it could be better.
We'll see. We'll see how the week goes, but stay tuned, guys. We're all fishing the MLF Invitational starting up tomorrow, so hopefully you see all of us at the top of that leaderboard.